Hello and welcome to Back to School Night. This is Lindsay Boynton, one of the members of the American Agenda team. American Agenda is a team-taught year-long course. The third hour section is taught by Mike Horn and Denise Leatherman, and the fifth hour section is taught by Lindsay Boynton and Denise Leatherman. This class does combine civics and economics, both of which are graduation requirements. A little bit about us to start. Mrs. Denise Leatherman has been teaching in D303 for 20 years, both at St. Charles East and St. Charles North. She is the lead teacher of the business department, and you'll see some photos there of her family and things that she loves spending her free time doing. Ms. Lindsay Boynton is a D303 alumni, as well as a National Board Certified teacher. This is her 16th year teaching at St. Charles North. She has been here her whole teaching career. And in addition to instructing, she is also the advisor for the yearbook and the book club and a new club called Project Peace. Mike Horn is the third member of the American Agenda team. This is his 19th year teaching at St. Charles North. He does have a background in corporate finance, bringing a lot of expertise on financial matters to our program. And you'll see some pictures here of his family and a lot of his things that he enjoys doing in his free time. In addition, both Mike and Denise help to oversee the school store program at St. Charles North High School. So a little bit about our class, American Agenda. As we mentioned already, it is a full year-long course. Typically, in the past, students took civics and economics separately, and they were each a semester. So American Agenda allows for some blending of those two content areas. And we will spend a lot of time using political and economic lenses to really examine current issues, personal financial decisions, and those sorts of topics in this class. It is a very collaborative classroom environment. We are going to do the best that we can with that in our current COVID-19 protocols. But this class does fill the graduation requirements for both civics and economics. So it's extremely important that students do well academically in both semesters of the course. So these are some of our commitments and goals and focuses for the class. Really helping students to understand economic and political issues and policies that are being presented by the various stakeholders in the United States. We also want students to be critical consumers of information, to really look at sources when they find them, determine their credibility, their bias, and their usefulness to whatever the purpose is that the student has. We also have a major goal of preparing students to be financially and civically aware and successful in their post-high school adventures, whether they choose to go right into the workforce, the military, or if they choose to move on to college next. So these are some of the questions that you might see us focusing on during our course, just some ideas of things that we might talk about. And lenses through which we will view those current issues. What you're seeing here is kind of the setup for the 2 semesters. There is multiple mentions of a project called the Life Project. This is how we do our instruction on personal finance and American Agenda. So you'll see some of the personal finance topics that we cover to help students prepare for the real world. You'll also see civics and economics units woven through the course, and then some blended work as well. For some of the nuts and bolts of American Agenda, we do want you to know that we will be using the Schoology platform for our digital platform. Most of the work for this course can be completed during class periods, but we do have occasional homework assignments for students who will be preparing for upcoming lessons. Assessments will typically occur at the end of modules. You saw on the list that we have lots of modules, so they're typically shorter a few weeks, and then there's an assessment at the end. The students do have to pass the Constitution test in order to fulfill their graduation requirements. An American Agenda that is broken up into 3 smaller parts paired with the civics units. Grades, of course, will be present for you in Home Access Center, so you can check on the status of your student's grade in our course. 5% of their total grade is from homework. 15% will be a final project. If there are final exam days, they will be completing part of that final project on the final exam days. And then 80% of their total grade is based on assessments that will be scored either on a rubric or via multiple choice assessment. This is the contact information for all 3 members of the American Agenda team. Please, if you are reaching out, do reach out to both teachers for your student. As a reminder, the 3rd hour course, that would be Mike Horn and Denise Leatherman, and for the 5th hour course, that would be Lindsay Boynton and Denise Leatherman. Thank you so much for joining us for Back to School Night. Please reach out if you have any questions, and we look forward to a great year with your students.